we are making some cute little crafts. I mean, to get a load of the stuff that we're playing with. Look at this, how adorable this is. It's so stinking cute. Good morning, Gail. How are you doing this morning? So we're going to make a little interactive card, and then I'm going to show you how you can use the same stamp set, because this is supposed to make a flip book, to make just a regular card, because these stamps are so stinking cute. So what I have done first is I have my standard A2 size card. If you notice, there's like a little pocket that I've made. Super cute. It's actually really, really easy to make. And as always, links for all the supplies are down below. These stamps are from Motion Crafts, and I do have an Amazon storefront link for some of them. But this stamp set, and also, I'm not using this one today, but I will be doing this for something for in the future. Look how adorable these monkeys are. They are so stinking cute. And I will be using those down the line, just not yet. Anyway, I'm super excited about the unicorns, so I went crazy with the unicorns for today's video. Good morning, everybody. And the owner from Motion Crafts is actually online this morning. So good morning. Hi. Thank you so much for the amazing stamps, and thank you so much for sponsoring this video. I appreciate it. So today what we are doing is we're making a card that's an interactive card. So if you take a look, ta-da, it's a little pocket that this little guy fits into. Isn't that fun? So it's this tiny little pocket, and I'm going to show you how fast and easy it is to stamp with this. Now, Motion Crafts also has the little clips, and look how adorable all these little clips are. I picked the pink one, but look at this. Look at the teal. Look at the blue. I mean, she nailed the colors of what I love. And then there's also the silver. So you can pick out your little things. And then there's also the papers. And I've been using pretty much all the papers, including what I die cut out from the center, because it really does color beautifully. And you get a whole bunch. I mean, these are 90 pounds acid free. These are 70 blank sheets. Nice weight. And it's just a perfect little size to work with. And so you can also get those, and they fit perfectly. What I'm going to do here, and this is kind of the template, and this is what a flip book is. You go do 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 do. See, and I just did 6. I didn't want this to be too super thick about what I was putting into my card, because this was sliding into the card. Now, before I get too involved, I wanted to add these little hearts up in the corner, and I already have my stamp set up. So I'm just going to kind of show you. Everything sticks, which I love. It's so humid here. I pulled out 3 little hearts, and you could have your hearts move, but I chose not to. I wanted my hearts to stay, and I just wanted my cutesy little unicorn to go moving. So if you notice, there's some hearts, as you can see, and they're on each one. And then we're going to do this stamp right here. And so I'm going to redo. I'm going to show you how to do this particular stamp. I've done it a few times, actually, but it's so stinking easy. You don't even need a positioner for this, and you don't need a positioner for anything, actually, but I just did it because I wanted my hearts to be in the exact same spot every time. I didn't want to mess it up. So I'm just putting my card here just because I have it out, and just your typical little stamp block. And then stamps over on the side, Erin, not that side. I'm going to move my monkeys out of the way so I don't keep getting them in the way. Darn, monkeys always get in the way, right? Okay, so there are actually a whole bunch of different stamp sets that come on here. I have just used the first 6, but there is a 7 and an 8, and it looks like it's like kicking a ball. It looks kind of cute. So you could just do a whole bunch of those, and you could do more than the 6. I just stuck with the first 6. So, but there's a couple cute little hearts. There's 3 little hearts. There's also an alphabet. I mean, it's a lot of stuff on here that you could do a whole bunch of really, really cute stuff with that. Anyway, so I am going to be redoing. I have to think. I have to do them in order. Okay, so I am doing, so here's 1, and then there's 2. And what's kind of cool in the corner, she's done this little notching system, so you can kind of see the order of them. I just always put them back in the same stamp set each time, so that way I don't confuse which one. But that's how you know which one it goes into, when you realign them back up on the stamp thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to redo 5 because this is 6. So I have it in order. There we go. All right, so I need number 5. There we go. So just pop it on your stamp block. I am using an ink, which is hiding over here. That is something that you can use to color with. I picked up the Simon Says Stamp Intense Black, and it is awesome. So I can color with it, and everything's awesome. So what you're going to do, and it doesn't matter exactly how you put it on your stamp block, at least this is what I did, is I come in and then I line up the edge of this corner of the stamp. So if you notice, it looks like a big giant rectangle. I just line this up in the corner, And I wasn't super, super perfect about it. And then crap. It wasn't a very good stamp. You know what? I was pretty good last night as I was making a whole bunch of these. Apparently, I'm not so good this morning. I was also using a different stamp block. Maybe that has something to do with it. It's a bigger stamp block. I couldn't find my little baby one. We'll do it again. But I will say, don't you love lives? Yes. I will say, you know what? I did make a couple of boo-boos. Where is it? No, you know what? Let me stamp this so I don't lose my color. And then I'm going to tell you what you can do with your oopsies as you're making them, because they're not wasted. At least not at the beginning. They're not wasted. So hang on. Got to stamp and not talk. And oh, now I touched it too far. Oh my gosh. I'm all like, okay, I need to stamp hard. That sucks. But again, that stamp, it actually wouldn't be wasted too. So what I did with the ones that look like this, they were my testers for how I colored, which I don't know where that one is. Oh, here it is. So this is one that I messed up in stamping. See how I had the dark black? And I wanted to check my colors before I did the ones that would officially go in the book. So this is my color swatch version. All right, I'm going to get all the little black. I'm having the hardest time this morning stamping this little guy. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's so easy. It was easy for me last night, I tell you what. Maybe it's the weather. See, there we go. I'm overthinking it. I truly am. So also, before I get too far, I'm going to put my stamp back on here. And I did this purposely every single time so I wouldn't mess up where my stamp was. There it is. And therefore, I knew which number it was. So you can take little ones, and even the little oopsie I made here, I could fussy cut that one out. Not a problem. This one I would have totally use as like a swatch, because I'm not too concerned about the fact that I totally just could have used that one because it was right there. And I was like, oops, it's a mess. Oh, I have a good one. I'm a retard. I'm not awake yet this morning, I don't think, even though it's later than I normally go live, but all good. All right, so I already have my 3 little hearts set up, and I found an ink. I absolutely love the color, this pale, pale, pale pink. And I really did try to get my markers to mark on them, and it just didn't look right. So I had to go with the ink. So there we go. Put those on there. Look how adorable. And then I'm not going to touch that too much. And we're going to go ahead and color. And I really love the pastel colors of my little unicorns. I mean, look how adorable. Aren't they cute? I just love that soft color. So I pulled out just these soft pale colors from Carpe. They're really, really pretty. And I just started playing. And I am doing my hair colors in the exact same order. And I have 2 different ones I need to color. So what I did, and this is kind of how I lined them up, is I lined up all my little cards pretty much next to each other like this. And I went through and I said, okay, I have my green out. So what's green? I'm going to go ahead and color in my green. And I was not worried about any kind of shading because it's such a small little space I'm dealing with. And then I have the second little hair right here. And somehow there's a little sequin that just popped onto my, I don't know where the heck that sequin came from. It's like, it's raining sequins around here, apparently. I made sure that I did my tail in the same spot as well. I happen to have the exact same stamp that I'm dealing with here. So this is how I lined it up to make sure that I didn't change where the hair, you totally could change where the hair is though. You don't have to be consistent. I just wanted, as the book flipped, the only thing that was changing was the little unicorn. It wasn't all the other pieces that were around it. So then I'm going to come in with the purple, and I've already colored all the other ones. So you didn't sit and see me coloring this unicorn 8 different times, because that would get kind of boring. So as I said, we are having a huge amount of rain here today. It's this little bitty tail right there. We're expected to get somewhere in the range of, I think, 2 to 3 inches. It's supposed to get absolutely crazy. And we just got a ton of rain this past weekend. Not, well, 2 weekends ago. But it's that time of year where we're here in Texas. We just get a ton of rain and it floods and everything. And good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing? I saw a bunch of people just jump on. Yeah, it's real. It definitely is real and live. I tell you what, you see all my little oopsies when I'm live. But you know what? I always think it was funny. I was watching somebody else's video about how often we get, how how often do we gloss over and not make mistakes, you know, and how often do we cover up all the boo-boos? And if I was doing this as a recorded video, the fact that I did not stamp it properly would totally have gotten edited out. I would have redone it and you never would have seen the oopsie. Mostly just for time, because I would have cut it down to be a shorter. I mean, when I'm live, I go much, much longer. You know, these videos end up being about an hour long versus if I was going to make this card in an edited video, it'd be probably about the 10-minute mark, maybe. And you wouldn't see me doing all the coloring. You'd see me color one and then I'd be like, ta-da, they're all done. But yeah, I mean, all of us make mistakes. Some more than others, like me. But it's just reality. I mean, I'm not a perfect crafter. And sometimes those mistakes can be to your benefit. Okay, there was his nose. His little snout is also yellow. Here we go. I love the pale colors that go on these little unicorns. I just think they're perfect because it just reminds me of something kind of soft and cute. And my daughter saw this. Oh my God, she flipped her lid when she saw the unicorns. And I told her that I would stamp a whole bunch and let her stamp some too. And then she could make her own little cute little flip book and go to town on that. And she would be all excited, and she was. And then for the hooves, I am just doing a little bit of a gray, just a tiny, tiny bit of a gray right here. So back to the weather. I always talk about the weather. I don't know why. It seems to be like this thing that I talk about when we're online or we're live on our little chats. Is anybody else's weather like absolutely crazy right now? I think I did this hand already. I did that hoof. Is your weather nice? Are you starting to get into spring? My garden is going crazy bonkers. Absolutely crazy. Things are starting to sprout. Some things are not doing as good because we have these funny early spring weather. It was nuts. I also come in, oops, wrong side. I will also come into the little ears right here and just do a little tiny touch of the pink in the ears. And that's it. Look how cute those are. Gets a little washed out with the light, but look how adorable. So adorable. It's a little bit more intense than the video shows, but they are so stinking cute. I always forget to put my stamp. Shh, you didn't hear me drop that. Oops, there's a pen that went flying on the floor. It's okay. It's the purple one. It's all good. Okay, so these are done. Oof, let me get them back into order. I got to pull out the stamp set every single time. Okay, this way, this way. Ta-da. Okay, so let me make sure they're in order. And you could totally add more to this. I mean, it doesn't have to just be the stamp and a few little things. You could put a phrase on there. There was even this balloon. I was debating doing like the balloon coming down or being let go, but I decided to change my mind and just do the hearts. It gives me something else to do on another day. Yes, I have those in order. Ta-da! Look at that. And you can just look off to the side and then pull my clip back, and then the clip fits perfectly. So part of the reason for having it lining up on the corner is so this side is open. There's really no need to put a whole lot of stuff over here because you're flipping it. Let's get the last one there. Or you could flip it this way. It's so adorable. It's moving. It's like cute movement. It's so fun. I'll move my stamps back later. Let's move it off to the side for now. And then the card. Now the card is actually a pretty basic card. And so what I did is I took a little bit. This actually came from Lawn Fawn, and it's cute. It is so cute. So you guys are what weather? Weather is gorgeous today, but expecting heavy rain on the weekend. That's kind of the downside to the spring, is that you have all this amazing weather, but then you have all the rain, but then that's how you get all the beautiful flowers. And, you know, it's spring. You got to have rain and all that fun stuff. Okay, so sidetrack there on the weather. I used this cute little paper pad. I just thought the colors really went well, whatever colors I was picking. Oh, you're in Minnesota. Yeah, you guys get some pretty good spring. You get all the seasons up there. We don't. We just get a little bit of coolness, some kind of springy weather, and then hot. And so I was pulling out this blue, which is why I was originally thinking I was going to pick the pink, and I cut my pink. That was why I was delayed about a minute, because I was trying to find where I cut my pink paper, and it's gone. It's somewhere on this desk. You can see where I did cut. I mean, here it is, but I can't find the bigger sheet. Anyway, so then I took my sheet right here, and I'm just going to do a quickie version to show you kind of what it looks like. So I have all my papers behind me. So pretend you were going to make another little flip book. Move this stuff off. I get it all up and functioning for you guys so you can see what I'm doing. And then I realize I'm running out of space. So when you're going to cut an original card, let me grab another sheet of paper right here just to show you. Okay. I always like going, so a card, an A2 size card, a standard A2 size card is going to be, and I totally folded that back, 5.5 by 4.25. So I go to 4 inches if I'm going to mat this. And I'm just showing you guys how I cut that little slit real fast to 5.25. So pretend this is the, wherever I just put it. Okay, seriously, people, I just had that. There, oh, it's behind me. Ugh. I'd lose my mind, I swear. So in order to put this little slit, so what I did is I took, pretend this is that color. I just don't want to cut up all my, I have tons of white paper, so I'm good there. So here's my paper. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. And I decided, and I kind of played around, and I had a tester that I did out of white paper. How far do I want to have my little clip come? And I want to be able so that it's not sticking up off the top of my card. This is not a flat card. This is a card that you're going to have to put in a padded envelope. You're going to have to mail it specially, or you're going to have to hand deliver it because it's got the clip. But it makes for a fun, interactive piece, which I think is really cool. All right, so I decided that by measuring it, I liked having a little bit of room, but I also needed to have enough room for the whole thing to fit down, so that way I could still tape and stick this down right here. So what I did is I realized that 1.5 inches, so I lined this all the way up to the top. You guys can see that all the way up to the top. Was good. And then I needed it wide enough for my little flip book, but I wanted to give it a little bit of extra room because I didn't want it to be snug and then ripping this little insert, this little kind of cut piece that I made. So the cards themselves, so here's a card, are exactly 3 inches. So I went to 3.5 inches. So I wanted to have it even. So I thought, okay, 3 inches. I go 1/2 inch and then I count 3 inch, 1/2 inch. And then I went a little bit more. I didn't go a full quarter, I went 1/8. So I dropped, and this is where a rotary is not going to be your friend. A nice pinpoint where I know exactly where my blade is going to go, like one of these cutters, is going to be perfect for you. So I lined it up right where I wanted it at the quarter mark. And then I ran it down. And I went, okay, not half, but a little bit more than half, ran it down, and then stopped. And it cut that perfect little thing. It has to be lined up. It has to be snug. And that's exactly how I got my little insert. And so you could do that with a multitude of different colors. And see, it fit perfectly for this, but I had to do a trial a couple of times. And so now I could use this. I could even put another sheet of paper on top. You could do a mat on top of that. If you were going to do a mat, I would glue the 2 sheets together. Like if I wanted to have another layer on top of this, I would glue the 2 together first before I did my cut. So you'd be cutting through 2 sheets of paper. Then what I did is I took my Xyron Mega Runner, pretend this is the back, and I went all the way around the edge, just sticking right to the edge here, because I did not want to glue anywhere in the center where my insert was going. So if you want to see what it looks like from the other side, as you flip it in, you put it in here, you flip it in, see how far it goes? And so I was like, okay, so I need to have it see, so all this could be glued right along the edge, glued here. And then I did this entire space up there so that it really wouldn't shift around. And then therefore it would be nice and permanent. So that's how you put that together. This is weird. On my phone, you are loved. My tablet, it's live. How funny. I don't know. I don't know why that would be that way. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like that idea. Just trying to figure out a way to turn this into like a cute card. I mean, I love the flipbook idea, but I thought, well, why can't you combine a flipbook with a card? I thought that was adorable. All right, so that little fits right in there. And then I was like, okay, well, now I have this open spot, and the stamps are super cute just to have their own little thing. So I thought, okay, well, let's turn this into a cute card. So I got another one of the dot papers and went ahead and colored one of the other stamped, centered it right on there, colored one of the other little guys. I don't know why I would be different. Why it would be live on one medium but not on the other. That's kind of weird. So here we go. Just putting that on there. Stamping these little guys on there. Look at that. You could pop these up, but because already, I mean, you definitely could pop these up. I just am not in the mood today. I went ahead and stamped 2 sentiments. I found this from like Assignments to Stamp, and it says, grateful to call you, and then it says bigger, and it says friend. So I just wanted easy sentiments for the front of my card. So I'm running these through. There is one other thing I wanted to do to that friend stamp, and we're going to have to do it even after I ran it through and made it sticky. So that's my Xyron 3-inch sticker maker. Turns everything into a sticker. We're going to be using that again later. And I wanted this one to go just up here, just to kind of go right there on top. And I got sticky. And if you get a little sticky, there's a little bit of a cobweb. It just rubs right off. It's so simple. Okay. For this one, I wanted to turn this into a little bit of a fishtail, and I totally forgot I was going to do that. So we're going to get a pencil. And I am going to, usually I would not turn it into a sticker yet so I could see what I was doing on my paper. So I'm going to have to trim this exactly where I want. I'm going to show you my trick doing a fishtail. And then we're going to do a bigger version actually on the second card we're going to do. So I use my paper trimmer for just about everything. And this is why I trimmed it to be really, really tight right here. And so what I'm doing is I'm coming in and I'm finding the center. So I'm kind of laying this piece, I'm finding my center. Normally I would do it on the back side, but I screwed up here. And I'm going to go boom right there. And I flip it over. And it's going to be a little wonky, and for this one, I'm going to have to eyeball it. Usually I would line it up to be like, okay, it's going to be on this mark right here, this mark. And I guess I could have done it like right on this line here. There we go. And this is why I did it in pencil. So yeah, I'm on that line there. And therefore I know I'm in the exact same spot for both. See, I'm a little off. Well, I can code further down. It's right about there. And that's how I do my fishtails. And then I just come in, I cut to there, and I cut to there. I know there's a lot of ways that you could do them, but that's how I do them. For the longest time, I could not remember that this was called a fishtail. And you could also do it reverse. You could do it so that it's not cut inward, that there's two different ways to do it that you would measure from, I don't know, that's the opposite. Instead of coming in as a V, you would start and cut out. I can't think of what that version is called. There's another version of kind of like a fishtail, but you get the idea. And then pop this out. And then for this one, I am also going to line this kind of over top. Again, you could pop these up. Do you guys ever have that problem where you're writing a word and it always looks, I just have a little bit of the pencil there, and you have a word and you're always thinking that you're writing it wrong. And friend is one of the ones I always do, the IE. So it's like friend. I always screw that one up. Oh, there was going to be one other thing I was going to do. Shoot. I'm talking too much to you guys. That's why I have these other pens out. Okay, so this is where I did my little doodles. I pulled out some fun pens. I can still do it. I was going to do it before I laid it down. I wanted a little bit of something on that circle, just because it needed a little bit more. Oh, there's a lot of talking going on here. Oh, you received your prize package from Joggles. Awesome. I'm so glad you got your prize pack. Yay. Yeah, it was called a fishtail. I don't know why. I didn't know what it was called for the longest time. Yay, you learned something new. Okay, so I wanted to go around the outside here, and I just wanted to add a little bit of some stitching. And I liked the color because it popped in that little bit of blue. It was something different than the pink. I didn't have a pink that really worked well. Normally I would do this before I put all the layers on. It would be before I even stuck it down, but you know what? You can do it after. I totally am. This is like a little glittery pen. I think it's so pretty. What's this one? This is a Jelly Roll from Sakura. And it's in this really pretty kind of minty teal color. Fave. And it just adds a little something. You could leave that out. It's not necessary, but it's just kind of fun. And there it is. So it's a cute little card. Oops, I left a boo-boo. I've marked it right there. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Apparently I hit it with the pen. Oops. And then you can pop this out and you have this fun little thing that you can have right there. So it's just a fun little fun interactive card, and the little clip looks super cute on the card just as it is. So that is card number 1. Card number 2 is supposed to have the pink background of dots, which is this, which I cut and it's vanished. I don't know where it went. I don't know why I had to whisper that. but it's like up, and I'm going to find it as soon as I clean off my desk. But for now, I'll just cut a new one because I don't know where the heck this other went. We got to cut a couple other things for that anyway. So where's my paper pack? There it is. I'm pulling out. I was debating. I was also going back and forth. Do I want to do the flowers? But I just felt like it was too much with the unicorns. So we'll go back to the pink. And I'm going to cut it the exact same way I did before. I always do the 4-inch first. Then I have a nice big section that I have left over if I want to use it for something else. So here's the other thing. I will take these little scraps that are left over because there's a decent amount of paper here. And then also left over from this. And I will pop them back into my book here, especially if it's the same book that I got it from. And therefore, I have little bits that I can use for later on. If I don't have a book that it would go back into, they just get picked. But I do have a place for them to kind of rest. Now, will I keep little guys like this? No. That's too much. That's a little bit out of my wheelhouse for how much I will keep in terms of stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to place my card and see it's a perfect little mat. If I could ever get my card lined up just the way I want to. There we go. I suck at folding. I always fold it wonky, and I never use a bone folder. Some people are like, you need to get a bone folder. I'm like, I have the edge of my scissors if I really want to get a nice, cool, clean cut. It's different if you're making like envelopes or something and you want to use like a scoring thing. That's totally different. But for just folding a piece of paper in half for a card, I'm not going to go out and get some all kinds of crazy gadgets and gizmos. To me, that just seems silly. I don't like wasting my money on things I don't have to. I'm all about buying stamps and stuff, but I'm not going to go out and go buy crazy things if I have something that's super, super similar to that. Okay. The idea for this card, and I did not pre-cut a whole lot because I wanted to show you a couple techniques with how to cut. So there it is. Look at that. I found it. Look at that. Found my paper. Okay, well, it's already cut. It's going to pop into here. And you know what? I had it sitting here just right off my camera. Go figure. Loser. And in my head, as I'm prepping last night, I'm going, I'll put it right there. So it's off camera, but I know it's there. And then I forgot that I did that. I am a silly Billy, let me tell you. Okay, so here I have a strip. I like it nice and wide. I want to double check to see if this is the right thing. I went ahead and recolored, and I just fussy cut out one of the little unicorns. And I'm trying to decide. I think I want my little guy to come off this way, just like that. And then I was trying to decide, do I want to have it sitting in a circle? And I think I do. I think I want to place a circle on top of that. But I don't want it to be too overwhelming. So I've been humming and hawing over what I wanted to do. And I really did like this look. So I think I'm going to go back. I like the double. I may change my mind again. I don't know. But we're going to do a quickie little cut. I still have the 2 circles. There we go. So I think I can place the bigger circle, which will be in the color. I don't think I'm going to be a giant fan of placing, so I'm just kind of mocking. This is how I kind of mock up cards. I'm like, okay, I think this is where I'm going to go. This is going to get turned into a fishtail as well, which I'm going to get into. And then I know I want these little guys on here, so I'm kind of mocking up how I want to do it. I still have yet to color that. And then I have a sentiment that's going to go down at the bottom. I had the sentiment. Where did it go? Oh, I was just going to do the happy birthday. That's right. On the monkeys, there's a simple little happy birthday, and I was going to stamp it on a little banner that went vertically. I think that's what I was going to do. And then add some cute sequins. That was going to be the last thing I was going to do. Just keeping it very simple, very cute, and fun. So that's where we're going with that. So I need to cut out my circle. So my bigger circle is out of here. I don't want to lose my pieces. Sorry I didn't get all this cut ahead of time, but you know. Life happens. It was chaos in my house last night. So much stuff was happening. My son had scouts. There's always something going on in a house, let me tell you. I had another son who's got a project that's due. It's kind of a cool project. I'm just pulling out my big kick to cut out my circles here. So the project that he has, this is my 13-year-old, and he's in school, and they're doing surveys in math, which is kind of fun. That monkey stamp set is cute, right? I ever used embossed pens? No, I have not used embossed pens. Should I? Should I use the embossed pens? Is that something I need to get my hands on? And then instead of wasting my paper here that I did earlier, I'm going to use that to cut my smaller circle. So my son's doing a survey. It's really kind of cool. He has to go through and he has to come up with questions. And then he has to go in and survey people. And he's like, I got to get 50 people. I have 2 sets of questions and I got to get 50 people to answer the questions. I'm like, honey, I've got a lot of people. You can ask her a question. And then I look at the instructions at the his math teachers, and she's like, you cannot go online. It must be done in person. And they have to sign that they have said the question. I'm like, oh, well, that puts a damper in how fast you can get this done. He's got a couple weeks to get it done, but still, that's a lot of figuring stuff out. Okay, so little guy there. I also fussy cut out the rainbow. We got to color that as well. Okay, I think I'm liking that. Let's put that on top of the card. See how I'm liking that. This is how I line. I always have pre-made cards, and you guys don't get to see kind of my thought process, and so that's kind of was my reasoning behind doing it this way this time. Yeah, see, cute. Now I got to fishtail this. So the length of my card here, so this piece right here is 5. My fishtail, I do not want to have come all the way down, but I also have to keep in mind about where this is going. Right? And cool thing about this is it doesn't really matter where the dots go. And so I want it to end about here. So how tall is that? Ballpark that. That is about, that's going to go 4 1/4 inches. So I'm going to lay my piece down here. I've got it. So 4 inches hits about there. So that's, so this was 3, 4. Oh, of course, I had to a really funky size here. I'm going to go a little bit longer. And then I'm going to have, no, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. And then I'm going to have it. I'm totally talking to myself here. You guys are like, what is she saying? She's just rambling on. I totally am. And this side wasn't a wonky side. It wasn't cut straight. So it works. That's how I ballpark stuff. And then I come in and I will cut, and this will be the back side. So it's not a very severe fishtail, but you get the idea. So that's how I cut my fishtails. And I do have a die to cut them as well. I've been doing that one for forever. I do like that doing that. Let's see, am I still happy with that? Yes, I'm still happy with that. Look at that. See, it just adds a little something. You still see that huge pop of pink. I have a fishtail die that does some stuff. Oh, this is the other way. So you could actually use it so it looks more like a banner. So instead of having the fishtail, you could cut it the opposite direction so you have a banner. That's the opposite of what I meant. Now that I have a bigger sheet of paper to see what I was talking about, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the opposite direction. All right. So that goes there. I want to do my coloring again. So I'm going to take my markers. This time I'm going to do everything before I put it down, just to give it a dimension going all the way through. You could also do this in a black. You could do this in a couple of different colors. Don't tell me my pen is running out. No, it just had a little something on it. So I think it just adds a little something because there really is not a whole lot happening on my card. The background paper, this is a card where you could have fun with a super cool background paper. I did not invent this design. This is not a design that is anything new. And I'm not trying to sell it as I came up with this design for a card. I think every card out there pretty much has been done. Maybe the technique of what I'm putting on there, or the stamp that's on there, or the fact that I'm doing something. I mean, we all tweak it a little bit, but it's like a scrapbook layout. They've all kind of been done at this point. I'm just kind of catching up what everybody's saying. Oh, you got the items in your package. Oh, I got it. I understand. Okay, cool. That's what the embossed pens you got. Very fun. Going to the grocery store and back. How fun. Okay, I was thinking to head to Walmart and stay in the entrance and talk to people as they come in. Oh, you guys crack me up. All right, so just going around the corner, just keeping around the corner here. This is what I would have done with the other card had I remembered. You could also switch up the colors of the pens if you wanted to. So I also want to give a giant thanks to everybody who voted for my projects for the Best Blogger contest. It ended yesterday, so you can't go vote anymore. Otherwise, it'd be like, go vote, go vote. But it is over now. All right, placing this down. And we have yet to hear what all the results are. I'm assuming I could have more than one project be in the finals, but I don't know. I don't know what the rules they have for that either. I mean, they might be like, no, only one winner a person, and not everybody's going to be a winner. Defeats the purpose of having the votes, right? Okay. I'm trying to decide. I think I want to ink the edge of this to have it pop a tiny bit more. So we're going to go with that pale pink again because it did work. Even though it's a pale pink against a dark pink, but you know, whatever works. Yeah, a little something there. And I'm going to make this a super flatty card because just to show you that you can, I think is the bottom line. There's nothing that says that you can't. Oh, and I do. I love those little dots on there. It feels like it's in motion. Okay, I need to color my rainbow. So I've got 3 colors, and guess what? Because I dropped the purple, I have the perfect 3 colors right here. So we'll do a green. And again, because it's such a small space on here, I am not going to worry about trying to get in here and shade and do all different kinds of fun coloring stuff. It's just, to me, a little space like this, it is not worth it. So just come in and do nice, beautiful coloring, which means any kind of colors would work. You don't have to use fancy ones. I just liked the tone of these colors, the paleness of them. I just thought it looked so pretty. And I'm not even going to try and do the Roy G. Biv, even though I kind of red, orange. No, didn't even come close to following a Roy G. Biv on this one. Even though I've got, you know, like green, yellow, pinky, kind of like a red. I just picked the color and went with it. Plus, there's only 3 in the rainbow, so you can't do a true Roy G. Biv, which is fine. You can have fun. You can divert. There we go. It's cute. Oops, we're going to move this over. Tiny little bit. Just like that. So to turn those, we're going to turn these into stickers. Make my life easy. You could pop them up if you wanted to. You like your jelly rolls, the inks dry too fast. Yeah, I have found that. I love the intensity of the colors, but yeah, they do tend to dry out a little fast for my likes. I have noticed that some of the newer ones, not the ones that came out 10, 15 years ago, and now I got to try and get the plasticky part off of this. I always have to find like a little bitty extra section of it. They're lasting a little bit better. They're not as bad as they used to be. Doesn't mean they're perfect, but they're still good. All right, so we're gonna put, there we go, just like that. And they're cute. I mean, these little unicorns, oh my stinking gosh, they are so adorable. There we go, look at that. Okay, my rainbow is wonky and that's gonna drive me crazy. Cool thing about these stickers is that they're still, I mean, they're permanent, but you've got a little bit of time if you mess up and you want to redo it. And I'm leaving them white. A little bit more behind. Yeah. What do you guys think? Kind of cute, right? All right. So, no, I'm going to move it over. Sorry, I'm very indecisive today. I'm probably going to screw this up royally. There we go. I don't have very much more time before this is going to get completely. We're going to put this in the center. Oh, I like that better. It's not coming off so far. And then this little guy right here. There. Okay. I'm liking that better. It's not so detached from everything else. Now, I said I was going to do a little happy birthday. So there's a tiny little happy birthday here that we're going to pop out of this stamp set. But I love the other sentiments that are in the monkey one. So in the monkey one, you've got my little monkey. I'm bananas about you. It's really fun. And the cool thing on this one is that she's got some things where it looks like it could look like it's falling or dropping, and you've got the vines. And so you could have fun with playing with the monkey, for instance, like looks like it's jumping up and down, or it could be swinging back and forth, you know, and it's just, so there's lots of fun things you can do with that particular stamp set. I thought that was just absolutely adorable. But I had to do the unicorns first. I don't know what it was about the unicorns, but I just had to do them. All right, and this little happy birthday, it fits perfectly in my fishtail. So you could do a banner that goes across. I'm going to take the plunge and I'm going to stamp. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to stamp it one time to decide which color I want to use. I'm thinking maybe this pink. I don't really want to add in a black. I don't know why. No, that's going to look like crap. We're going to do the black because that just, it smudges too much for that tiny little print. And I don't have any kind of paper towels, so we're going to flip. When you need to clean a stamp and you don't have anything to clean a stamp with, there you go. Ta-da. All right, I'm going to do it once in black. Let me flip it over and do it here. Make sure it's all good. Yeah, that looks good. Nice, clean. Okay, Erin, don't screw it up. Don't screw it up because you got to redo the whole card. Don't screw it up. Haha, didn't screw it up. Yay, I didn't screw it up. All right, the last thing we're going to do. Oh, my daughter just got this from a friend, and it's got a whole bunch of little tiny little sequins in here. So I'm going to pull out a couple of fun little sequins. And it came as this giant mess, and it's just sitting right here. I am a hot mess today, aren't I? I am a total hot mess today. I'm sorry, but you know what? It's fun. Okay, I'm going to pull out a few of these little sequins here. I think that's probably where the random one came from. Oh, I'm loving the stars. I think we're going to do the stars. The stars are cute. So let's pull some stars out. There we go. I think 3 will do it. I'm going to pull out 5 just to be on the safe side. 4. There's a whole bunch over here. And 5. Oops. Well, I grabbed like 7. Pop that off the side there. And I just have a little quick stick, and I have my little super tight glue that I'm going to do. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in. I'm going to add a little tiny dot. I want one here. There we go. One here. Oops. Help if I take the cap off. And this is just something to kind of help transfer. It's like a little sticky, usually works. It's got a little bit of a sticky end. I think I need to have another one here. There we go. And when I'm placing things on like this, oops, there's a little smudgers. It's okay. I'm going to have one up here. I like to do them in odd numbers. So there's 4. I need to add a 5th. So we could add another fun one like right on the edge there and have a 5. And I think we're good. I don't think we need to add any more than that. You overdo it and it gets to look a little busy because there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm just keeping it nice and simple and fun. And there it is. 2 fun cards. You could totally use the same stamp sets. Cover this before I make a giant mess somewhere. So pulling out, where'd they go? Where'd the stamps go? They're hiding. Oh man, that's what I have when I move things around. Well, there's the monkey ones, but where'd my other ones go? Ah, I moved them to where I couldn't get them out of the way, and then I moved them to where they weren't there. That would be a total edit if I was not doing a live video. So super cute stamp set where you guys can use for both a flip book. You can use it for a flip book. Look how cute. I still am in love with that. It's the cute little flip book. Or you could also use any of these stamps. I mean, look at all the different fun characters that you can use here to make just a flat card. And then you've got an alphabet here, and you've got the rainbow, and you've got a balloon. You got lots of fun stuff, some hearts. So you could have come in and we could have stamped in the stars versus using sequins. I mean, there's lots of fun things you can do. And there's a rogue sequin right there. obviously using the fronts of your cards, or just making flip books, which is so super cute in itself. I mean, you can have each page have something different. I have an idea of what I want to do with the monkeys. It's coming. It's going to be coming there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this fun set of cards using, oh, I'm so glad you guys liked it. Thank you for the wonderful idea that you enjoyed the fun ideas. I mean, you can't go wrong with a super cute stamp set. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button. And a couple of things, on May 4th, International Scrapbooking Day, I have another live event. It's on a Saturday, and we'll be doing a scrapbook page, and there'll be some fun stuff happening there, lots of cool prizes and all kinds of stuff. Thank you so much, Motion Crafts, for the amazing stamps. They rock, and you guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I will see you guys again soon. And don't forget, links for Motion Crafts, there's link is down below. I also have a few of the Motion Crafts in my Amazon storefront, so you guys can find this stamp set. The clips and the papers are on their site. You guys can check it out. And I looked last night and everything's on sale. So go take a look at that right now. And don't forget, every Wednesday, come back for my live card making, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye, everybody.